The 2x2 is definitely the most common footprint in Rust. You boys can even see me using this on my own personal wipes. Wipes that I invite you boys to come watch live on Twitch. The 2x2 may not be the most efficient, strong or amazing thing, but every so often we've got to revisit it, so let's see what I came up with this time. Alright, so we got a really nice 2x2 this time. Got a pretty epic open core, a lovely shooting floor, the roof pickups are awesome. Starter unit is great. Overall, it's a banging base. In size, cost and upkeep, I would aim this at around about a duo trio base. I built this myself on full vanilla, on Russian face punch, against hackers and stuff like that, so it's possible as a small group, you can definitely get it down. In total, the base has got 5 TCs, however you could reconnect 2 of them, of the external TCs if you wanted to, and turn it into a 3 TC base. Of course, the main TC is what you need to protect, that's the majority of your upkeep. This base should be really easy to follow as the footprint is single TC, so it's quite simple to put down, and throughout the tutorial I'll take you boys through the compound, a little bit of the deployables and everything else that you need to know. And before we continue, I just want to say big thanks to our sponsor. Just remind you boys, if you could drop me a sub for this video, that'd be great. And remember to check out some of the other videos I do as well. If you're going to build this base, there's a Discord you can join where I can always give you help. So keep that in mind and let's jump on with the base tour. External TC, super basic, let's jump onto the gatehouse. A little bit different, hopefully you guys like what I've changed about this. If not, of course you can build the classic version. This one provides some more sightlines, however it takes away the hidden turret spots, so it's a little bit of a plus and a minus. You can definitely see a lot more inside the compound though, that's the bonus. And you can kind of see as well if people are sitting close by underneath the door, camping you or holding you inside, you'll be able to spot them as well. But if we go ahead and jump outside the gatehouse, I'll give you a quick look around the compound. Plenty of space for deployables obviously, and from down inside you can see all the angles the Widegapped have on people inside your compound. There's literally nowhere to hide in this space. 4 turrets cover the entire compound nicely, and they've got pretty decent spots to place them inside. And to use a bit of a mixture of external TCs, we've used the Satori disconnectable over on this side. And I'll show you how that one works as well. Boom, easy disconnectable, love it. Let's reconnect that back up and head inside. Alright, let's head through one of our front doors into the base. You can see we've got a nice airlock here with a couple of windows. And this is one of the sides that doesn't lead into the starter base, it's just going to take us straight into the mobility chute. And the mobility chute leads straight into our open core, and you can see it's covered straight away by a turret. Open core is really nice, but I'm just going to gloss over it really quickly so we can head down into the starter and show you guys that. Just a really brief look, let's get the starter out the way and then we'll have another look at that. Heading back down inside takes us into our starter, where you can see we have a lot of boxes because you do need to use the starter for a while until the open core is secure. And this is our other entrance to the base. This is the one that leads straight into starter, and it would be your main entrance before the base is fully built. TC's tucked away in the corner behind the single door, and it's a stone and an armored wall to hit this angle. We'll go ahead and head back up again, and I'll show you guys the open core properly this time. The open core has 16 boxes in the floor and even more boxes above you. We utilized 2 turrets to cover the space, but you could add in a 4th one. There are 2 beds for respawning with lockers and boxes beside them so you can defend, and there's a retake point that you can use to ankle bite people inside the center of your core, and there's some peek downs that are also above. Of course we have space for a workbench inside here as well, which is absolutely essential. The mobility in this area would work for even a larger group, however it's just meant for a duo trio. We use a ladder hatch to get up to our defendable point that also leads through to our shooting floor. From on top of the ladder hatch you can see all the way inside the open core, and there's also a nice area where you can use to hold the jump up of the mobility chute. Nice head glitches in here and it'll catch a lot of raiders off guard. Combined with the turrets you'll easily defend this space. From our defendable point we can quickly jump up and defend our shooting floor in case of a top down, and it also leads into our 4th floor. These ankle biters are great for looking into shooting floor, and there's a locker nearby so you can easily defend this point. This floor is great for respawns and any deployables that you couldn't fit elsewhere. Not really much to do with this floor, just anything that you can think of. As long as there's beds and kits up here, that's all you really need. We've got 2 doors that lead out to shooting floor, so hopefully you don't get held in this point and you can escape to your shooting floor if need be. Now I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour of the shooting floor. Loads of Widegapped peaks and a couple of towers that we can use to peek onto our roof. We've really got endless angles around here, 360 degrees around the bottom of our compound, and of course you can shoot out far and head glitch people that are miles away from your base. We've got a couple of towers that are also great for head glitching the gatehouse, and we can use them to peek up onto our roof. Combined with the turrets, there's no blind spots on the roof for people to hide. Heading further around the shooting floor you can see more of the peaks that we have to offer around the base, and the shooting floor is slightly separated by this half jump that also leads out to our roof. Heading back round, it's exactly the same thing all the way through, and we'll go ahead and jump on top of the roof now and give you guys a quick demonstration. And we'll go ahead and jump on top of the roof now as well and show you that. Up here we've left it open so you can get a scrap heli here if you want, even though it's a trio base. A couple of mini copters as well. The roof peak ups have all the angles in the world, and 2 turrets cover this perfectly, and there's space for windmills above the airlock if that's where you want to put them. The roof provides perfect angles as well. You might as well spend some time up here even though the shooting floor is amazing. Hopefully you boys do like how this space is looking and you're keen to know how to build it. We'll go ahead and break down the costs in a second, and I'll show you boys exactly what's going on with the base. To summarize, we've got a duo trio base that's nice for progression and it's got great quality of life. Let's go ahead and jump on to the costs. First of all, on screen is the total build cost for the base, which includes all the deployables that you saw on the tour, compound, everything, all that stuff. Second up is the box amounts, makes it easier to visualize how many boxes of each material you'll need to build the base. And lastly on screen, this is the total upkeep that's going to be spread between 5 TCs. Of course your main TC and core will upkeep the majority of that. Now you boys know the cost, the upkeep, let's show you guys how to build it. Alright, let's get to building. For starters, we're going to put a 2x2 down. Now it's actually going to be a little bit more complicated than your average 2x2. We're going to add 3 triangles on each side. Well, just on the left and right actually, like that. Then you can add in a door on this side, a door on this side, and we'll add walls everywhere else. And this is what we're looking like so far. On this side we're going to have a jump up, so you can make that. And in this corner over here we're going to have our TC. You can go ahead and lock it and add a single door in front. We're doing single doors now just because they're easier for progression, and you've always got those armored singles lying around. Beside your TC room we can have a loot room. And straight away from it as well you can also have a loot room. In between our 2 loot rooms we're going to have another 2 loot rooms. And you can build those now as well. Boom, that's the floor plan for our starter base. Eventually this will all be upgraded to metal and your TC room will be armored. And then of course you guys can throw some deployables down on this and even make a ramp loot room if you'd like. Just like that. Once you boys are ready to continue expanding, you can obviously make your airlock a lot bigger. And on the opposite side, we can also make an airlock. Just like that, making sure the door path is as large as possible. In order to get the second floor down, we need to build our triangles up first. Don't worry about the center 2x2 on this floor just yet. Make your way over to your mobility chutes and we'll add in a frame. Then we'll add in a half wall towards our core. And walls all the way around. Then you can make another half wall here. And just make it into a little jump up like this. Finally you can add a wall on this side. And we're going to do the exact same thing over here as well. On the opposite sets of triangles, we're going to make our bedrooms. And they have a window on one side and a half wall on the other. Just like that. Then you can give them a couple of door frames. With a ladder hatch frame on the far right beside the window. And a ceiling above in the middle. And this is what you guys should be looking like so far. Making our way back over to the mobility chute side, we'll add in a couple more frames. Just like that. And we're going to do a floor on here as well. And we're going to have a spot for a turret here. Just like that. And you'll be able to place a turret inside this spot. And we'll raise the rest of our mobility chute up to the same height. On top of this you can add floors and it's just honeycombing from here. Just like that. On the side with our defenses we're going to do a door frame in the middle with walls on the left and right. Then what we're going to do is a double half wall with a low wall underneath. Rotating it hard side out the way like this. And that's going to be a peak that we'll use. And on this section we'll have a window with a floor. And we'll use this window to hold people coming up from the mobility chute. and just slap a door frame in between. And you can have an embrasure on this and a ladder hatch in here. And of course we'll build this again, exact same thing. And that's what we're looking like over here. Finally we'll slap a roof on top of the whole thing. And on this level we're actually going to do some floor frames. These floor frames do need to be metal so that you can fit some boxes on top. And now I'll show you boys how to get all the boxes down in this area. For what you want to do is do half walls down the center like this. So no half wall is touching the mobility chute. We're going to do the low walls on that side. And you'll see that that lets us get our hexagon like this. That's how we want it. Just like that. Next, you guys are going to need to place 16 large boxes, 4 in each square. Make sure your boxes have got skins for this so it'll look a lot better. Boom, got it first try, super easy. Then you just slap a hexagon on top. With floor frames in the middle like this, so we can still access everything with ease. And so you can still run over everything, we'll add a box on the back. Just like that. Off to the sides we can add in a couple more deployables. We'll get a tier 3 and a locker over here. And just like that. And then we'll slap some turrets over here. Each turret covers all the boxes and each doorway as well. Lastly, the boxes above are easy as well, just build up. And while you're on top of the frames, we'll start with one side having 2 boxes like this. Just like that. And the other side is going to have 1 box and then a long one. And you'll place your long one first. And you'll have to jump for your last box. Just like that. And that's all the box placement. It actually looks kind of difficult, but it's super easy. And then you can place in your garage doors all the way along here. Upgrade everything to metal and slap your ladder hatches on the side as well. Once your boys are ready to continue from this point, we're going to add some honeycombing on each side of the base. On the sides that have our open doorways, we're going to add honeycombing. Just like that. And you can raise this honeycombing all the way up to this level here. So if we make our way over here beside our exit from the open core, we're going to add in 2 half walls with a half height triangle and some windows on top. And you can place a frame inside of here. And you'll use this as a peek into your shooting floor. And then you can just slap a triangle on top. And repeat that on the opposite side. Then you can raise up the rest of the honeycombing to the same height. Just like that. And now, before we can really continue any further, we're going to need to do some wide gapping to this base. Alright, for starters, we're going to wide gap this side over here towards our entrance. We're going to do the 3 square method, which means we build out with 3 squares. Cap it with a triangle. Break everything. And build back. Just with this shape like this. That's what we're looking for. And then we'll cap it all the way around. Just like that. And of course we can do the exact same thing to this side as well, just so you guys can see it again. Then on the opposite side that has our window with our honeycombing, we'll do something a bit different. Turn this into a bit of a hexagon over here. See that, so we have a hexagon. Then from this point we'll build out with 2 squares. Cap it with a triangle, break everything. And build back. It's all triangles here. Just like that. And that's what we're looking for on this side. Hide symmetry on, so it's already done, but of course repeat that on the opposite side. Then from there we're going to slap frames all the way up to the height of the base around everything. And this is what the base should be looking like so far. Right now our wide gaps are currently going to be decaying, so let's go ahead and connect those to an external TC. If you guys only want 3 TCs and not 5, I'll show you what to do on this end. We're still going to have our gatehouse over here, however. From this point, we're going to build out building a half hexagon. And we'll cap it off with a large square. From this square, you can build the standard gatehouse, or you guys can try the new one that I came up with. Of course, it's completely up to you which gatehouse you choose, just build whatever one you like. Then from here you guys have to make a decision, do you want a 5TC base or just a 3TC? If you guys just want a 3TC base, come inside and create a half height floor here, and use that to build out. Now your TC is reconnected and all of this will go onto the main TC inside your core. However, if you don't mind having a couple of extra TCs on the go, you can demolish this, and you can go ahead and build an external TC. Just like that, completely up to you guys, do whatever you'd like on this situation. Then whatever you decide to do, replicate it on the opposite side. And just a very quick tip for here, your triangle floors will not place if this is stone, it needs to be metal. And for this one over here, we're going to do a Satori disconnectable just to make it a little bit different. We'll start by placing a square, then 4 more. And then we can build our TC right here. And you can break everything in between. And on this side we'll add a triangle. Place in your frame. And we'll test it out by placing this foundation as well. And you can raise frames all the way back. And on this side we're just going to add in low walls so people can't get inside the compound. Then you can go ahead and build that on the opposite side. And once you got everything built, we'll go ahead and slap a compound down on top of this. And once you got your compound down, you can add some barricades and get some furnaces inside here as well. Barricades for this one are really easy, by the way. You just have 2 on the side and 1 in the middle. And on this end, it's a little bit different, but you just place in a floor. And then turn this sideways and make sure the legs are right on top of the metal frame, center legs. And then you can break your floor. Then once your barricade's placed down, you can add a half wall, add a door like this. And if you have a turret inside here, just leave the door open all the time. And that'll stop anyone from coming inside. Next we can go back to working on the shooting floor. Let's just place in our floors real quick, it's super simple. And then we can get our windows all the way around the perimeter. And I've left out the 2 squares because we're going to do our towers slightly differently. You can place a half wall in front, 2 on the side, 1 above, and 2 on the side. Just like that. And that's what our tower is going to look like. I'll build that again for you guys. Beside our jump ups, we're going to add in some walls. Right next to it, we'll have a locker. With some door frames leading out like this. And obviously floors on top of this section just like that. Then in the center, we're going to have doors. In this floor you can kind of leave open and do whatever you want with it, or just place a wall somewhere to divide it. Place some beds in here, some backup storage, or some space for deployables, anything you want. Then slap a roof on top. and add some more doors as an airlock. Just like this. On top of our pickups, we can add in 2 single doors, then a double door leading out with some half walls. And the only place to add in some frames is over here to make sure people can't fall out. And you can slap your roof tiles on top and you just match what's below. From this point, we're going to place in some windows. And beside our windows, we're going to do triangle roofs. On top of our roof pickups, we're going to add in a turret. Make sure this turret is as far forward and as most in the center as possible. Just like that. And then if you've done it right from underneath, you can place in 3 triangle roofs. If it's not working, your turret placement is off, just try again. Make sure you get it as far forward and in the center as possible. Then you guys can come on top of your airlock and place in 4 triangle roofs. And on this side as well. Then from that point, you can throw down a raised ramp. And finally some square roof ramps in between. Once you've done that, you can raise these up for windmill towers if you want. Go up by 2 or go up by 3, whatever you prefer. And once you boys have done that, that completes the base design. Hopefully you boys have enjoyed this video and you found it easy enough to follow. I really hope to see this 2x2 out there on some servers because it's an absolutely banging base. Remember to sub if you're sound, like up the video and drop me a comment. Remember to check out Bandit Camp and use my link in the description. And I'll see you boys in the next video.